All right, what's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Girl, 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 girl. The medicine wives are back. Shout out to Funky Dinero. He calls them the medicine wives. We are down here for the Married to Medicine review, episode 1. I think this is season 12. Season 12. Shout out to Purveyors of Pop, who produce a wonderful television show. We love Married to Medicine down here. I am so glad I have my show back. I don't have that evil little leprechaun and his wife with her helmet. Keep my husband out of it. Y'all loved y'all related so much with that girl. Y'all wanted her on the show when she don't have the I or the T. So I'm so happy I got my show back. I'm so happy, girl. So this was a cute episode. I was like, it started off really good. I said, come on, girls, y'all better start off from the gate. They got two new girls, a nurse practitioner. Y'all been saying y'all wanted a nurse practitioner on the show. They heard you. They heard you. Y'all been saying you want a nurse practitioner. We need an anesthesiologist on the show so she can really stunt. Because I know them anesthesiologists be making bank, be making money. We need an anesthesiologist on the show. I know y'all know one. I know you know one, Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone. I know y'all know some anesthesiologists because we got pain medicine. Well, I don't know. I don't know what Eugene is doing, traveling 5 hours. That's crazy. And you know, Toya and Eugene got another house. I wonder what they're. I really want to know. I want to when those boys get older. I want to know what they think about moving so many times. And do she got the movers on speed dial? I mean, literally, she has moved in 12 seasons. I think she has moved 4 times. I think it's been 4 times, right? Because then Quad telling y'all need to get a mobile home because you stay on the move. Need to put that motherfucking house on wheels, bitch. So anyway, so we got two new girls. Girl Quad is back. They did not get rid of Quad so that they can make room for Dr. Gregory and his boot mouth, slew footed wife. Maybe I want them back so I can run over them and rev my damn tractor up. So we start off with King and Quad. They're at Quad's house out by the pool. I think Quad has some friends over. Quad is introducing Angel. That is Quad's introduction. I think Quad introduced Angel. Um, she had her 44th birthday, and they had it look like they had a good time. Simone and Cecil didn't show up because they were invited the day of, 2 hours before the event, because Quad hadn't talked to Simone, but they all have a group chat. So something was said in the group chat, and then Simone wished Quad a happy birthday, and then Quad invited her to her party. Dr. Jackie says that in New York, oh, no, no. Simone says in New York, she was disappointed by her behavior, but she doesn't like when somebody plays victim. And then I thought Dr. Jackie said something about their anger being cemented in concrete. Simone has an issue with Quad because Quad has a free, untethered life. Well, she's about to be tethered to a man, which, yeah, I don't know. I be like, you know what? I be rooting for the girls. I be like, you got your own house. You do whatever you do for work. You making money. You got you a man over here. He's a nice looking dude. He seems mild mannered. Doesn't think he hasn't. The only thing that he said that is a little bit off for me is that's the natural role. Ain't no, the natural role is the woman is first. The woman is the woman, the woman, the woman. That's the natural order of things. What y'all think is a natural order is upside down in the Patriots. So it's not the natural order of things. Quad better not sell that house. She better keep her house. You better go over there and talk to Candy. You better keep your house. You better, if y'all move anywhere together, it's going to be both of y'all under a trust. Okay. All right. And because when it's all said and done, you don't even literally, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. And you traveling all over the world, You're only 44 years old. I don't understand why you have fertility issues. Why aren't you just have you guys gone a year with having sex and there's have been no scares? Because I feel like if you I don't know, girl, the fertility thing I think is insane. I think it's insane, and I think nobody talks about, and maybe they do talk about it because I haven't had fertility treatments, but maybe they talk about it. Like, do they tell y'all? Y'all let me know if y'all have fertility treatments. Do they tell y'all the sperm and the egg might not be compatible? While you think as a human being you're compatible to your partner, you think y'all are compatible. The fact of the matter is, when it's time to have babies, your sperm and egg might not be compatible. Your egg might continue to reject the sperm. Something might be wrong with the sperm. And I feel like because we live in this system, they don't like to focus on it's not you, sweetie, it's actually his sperm that's not compatible with your egg. And that's why you keep having miscarriages. And that's why you can't take a baby to full term, because the egg doesn't want that sperm. While you may love my man, my man, my baby, my baby, my baby, that sperm might not like, that egg might not like the sperm, because it even internally, like in this external matrix, the men are picking the women, but even internally, when it's time to reproduce, the egg is picking the sperm. Even in your body, you are making the decision, but outside everything, y'all let these niggas make decisions.
No, no.
Quad better not give up her house. I'd be so proud of the girls, like single women doing it. They got their business together, they got their money together, they got their house together, they driving nice cars, they friends, they going on trips and shit. I love to see women doing that. Then here comes a nigga, and now you wanted fertility treatments, and fertility treatments are not cheap. And then you do all of that, and then you expect to be with this person forever. Nobody ever goes into it like, maybe okay, let me give this at least, let me dedicate at least 5 years to this. I feel like if you're in a relationship and it's been 2 years and y'all ain't got pregnant, then maybe we can go down to the fertility doctor and see what's up. But the truth of the matter is something incompatible that's going on between the sperm and the egg. And that's what I believe is why we have all of these issues. And now because they've instilled this desire for you to have babies into your head, you are spending loads and loads and loads of money trying to get pregnant. It is just, I mean, I just can't, they doing that. They trying to have a baby together, and I don't know. It's whatever you're gonna do, that's your life. Quad says Simone harbors resentment. There's some she stays, she doesn't forgive, she holds a grudge. If I was Quad, I wouldn't fool with Simone. It'd be just cordial. I wouldn't even try to um mend or rectify or resolve the issue that she has with me. Girl, have your problem with me. Your fucking teeth are always in my fucking face, hollering and screaming at me, girl. Whatever you're mad about, that is your problem. Whatever you don't like about me, that's your problem. That's not my problem, sweetie. So I honestly feel that Quad's life being untethered while she's about to be tethered to somebody, I think Simone envies that about Quad, and she doesn't know how to verbalize it, because Quad can move around and you stuck with three. Like, I wonder if her sons are still over there not keeping a clean house, their condo that their mother is paying for. Y'all can't even afford, y'all both work, y'all can't even afford a little Groupon housekeeping service. So you over there with that situation, and Quad is over here untethered, living her life, traveling whenever the fuck she wants to get up and go anywhere. She's not tethered. She doesn't have to be at work delivering babies, catching babies, as y'all say. All right. So she says that she had an issue with Simone saying that somebody needs to help Quad pay her mortgage. She says she's stuck in the past. And then she said when they were in the group chat, somebody said, happy birthday to Quad. And then Simone said, happy birthday to Quad. And she says, oh, the best gift you can get from me is to pay my mortgage. So Quad heard her and Sweet Tea talking about her saw the clip of them talking about her. And then Tanisha says something about, I'm almost finished paying for Quad's house because she's making a joke that her and Gregory's house is Quad's house because we all said because you just got rid of Quad's decorations, so we were all like that's still Quad's house. Um, and it's weird that he moved her in there and she was okay with moving in there, girl. So she invited Cecil and Simone. They didn't come because it was, too late of a notice. It felt like an afterthought, which it was an afterthought. Um, Simone says she didn't make that comment about the mortgage. Be, she didn't make it without provocation. She said that Quad said something about her being on Traders. To me, I feel like yes, it's shady, but it's not as bad as you suggesting that I need a nigga to pay my mortgage, bitch. You over there paying 2 mortgages for 3 niggas. Ugh.
Real good. The volume is real loud over there.
You really want to talk about it? Okay. All right. Just wondering. Um, she says she needs to stop dragging it. She needs to stop dragging it. And she said, and then um, Jackie and Simone were at lunch. You know how they do their little lunch thing. And Simone says, there's so much that I can say. She was like, something about working for now. I can drag it. She says something like that. And then she says, I can work for NASCAR. And then she says, I have this bag. It's full of stuff. I can just empty it and pour out. It was too many. Like Simone was trying to get, I don't know if Simone is trying to get like a quotable phrase that we can add to our lexicon the way that Nene leaks her phrases and things she says. Like people, we say them all the time. It's like a part of our lexicon. And that's like literally the dent that Nene Leakes has put into pop culture. I wonder if Simone is trying to get that kind of one liner that saying something, because it was too many in that her sitting down with Jackie, there was too many one liners she was trying to come up with, and I was like, shut up, Simone, be quiet. It doesn't even make sense. Like I said, if I was Quad, I wouldn't, there would be no attempts for reconciliation at all. Whatever problem you have with me, baby, you got it. You got it. I said too many one liners. Simone said something about NASCAR or something. I don't know. Anyways, I said the Harrises moved again. She said, what you think we're going to be renting forever? They got a $3 million home for the last 6 months. Eugene has been driving 5 hours a day, or 5 hours. I guess it's 2.5 hours to and from, I guess. But he's 5 hours. They said he's 5 hours away. I don't understand. But anyways, he's 5 hours away working. And then Tacky Toya says, now the house is nice. The house is really nice. It looks really pretty. It's decorated really nice, with the nudes and the, light tones, neutral tones and stuff like that. It's really nice house. Eugene she says, you better be making more money if you driving all that way. I don't know if Toya is doing it intentionally, like being the nagging wife and acting like she wants her husband to be home more. But your husband we're like looking at this family dynamic as if you're not getting paid from Married to Medicine, right? And we all know that Toya makes more than Eugene in her Married to Medicine. But this idea that this man is working and working and working so that he can provide you with a home and these comforts of being a housewife. Because without Married to Medicine, Toya would be a housewife. Toya is telling him that you better be making some more money. And I don't know if she's trying to come off as the nagging wife or she cares. Because I honestly feel that Toya likes it when Eugene isn't there. I think she feels like she's in her castle and she, has these boys and they seem like they're growing up. They seem like they're like well-rounded. They're in there cooking for their mom. I love it. I love my boys cook for me. So I love that. I love to see it. But this thing where she's acting like she wants to see Eugene more, I think it's an act. I really think I really think Toya doesn't really give a fuck. But I think she does that to make it seem like she does give a fuck. But I don't think she really does. Honestly, I don't. I think she enjoys that Eugene is not there. And then she said, you could have a whole family out there, wherever you are. And he says, you think I make enough money to have two of this? I said, I know that's right. He said, girl, I don't make enough money to have two families. You can hang it up. So she asked the boys, what do they think about, I think, what do they think about the house, or what do they think about their dad not being at home all the time? And when Toya started to talk, her son, he like jumped in, and she was like, see, I wasn't finished with my question. You need to wait until I'm done with my question. And then when she finished her question, his answer was still the same. He's like, it doesn't make a difference for them. But I want to ask them, when they get older, I want them, like, are they going to be on the next gen? You know what I'm saying? When they get older. But they're already, well, how old are they? They're in probably like 10th grade, probably maybe ninth grade and 10th grade. I think they're in high school. And so, or maybe junior high school, maybe that youngest one. No, but she was teaching him how to drive. So he's like at least 16, because she was teaching him how to drive. Girl, my son is driving now. I had to teach him how to drive. And that's the thing, like, about parenting. That's what people don't understand. There's so many other things besides child support that you have to do with a child when you have a child, whether you in a relationship or not. I'm doing the same shit as Toya. She's teaching her son how to drive. I was teaching my son how to drive. So I was like, he had to be at least 15 or 16 years old. So like 10th or 11th grade. So I want to know what they think. When they get older, I want to know what they think about their moving so much. All right, so Dr. Contessa, that's my girl. Shout out to the Dr. Contessa. She's back with Scott. You see Scott in the interview. He got on some shades in the interview. I said, "Oh, excuse me, Dr. Scott." These niggas be feeling themselves. I'm telling you, they really do. Dr. Contessa, they said they bought a building. They are working out of a building. They bought it cash. They liquidated some 401k, some IRAs, some bonds, and they're 4 months past the renovation deadline. But I can't wait to see it. Scott doesn't believe in working as much as Contessa. Maybe Scott is on, like, I don't know. Is Scott a leader in the business, or is Contessa, the doctor and also the office manager and also the financial officer? Like, what's going on? He said something about, she was like, he was like, I left. I was off at 4:30. He said something like that, and she was like, oh, must be nice. He was like, yeah, I was done my work. So I don't know if he's acting like he's an employee there. I just work here, girl. So I don't really own it. You own it. So I wonder whose 401ks was liquidated. Girl, that's a hopefully. Well, they'll make their money back. Quad and Mimi have fostered a relationship. They hang out. She said one time me and Quad hung out till 4 a.m. She was like, it's Mimi after dark, honey. So she says they're used to doing parties, her and her husband, the Sanders, and they're used to having parties. And now it's time for her to have a party. So she's going to have a Kentucky Derby style party, come with your hats and your frilly dresses and stuff like that. So she's excited to have that. They don't know what it is with Simone, but Quad says she's not going to kiss her ass, and I wouldn't either. Like, if you want to be mad at me, if that's what you want your personality to be on this show, is you having an issue with me, girl, go for it, have it, girl. I'm writing this on the side of mail, girl. Here's my rest of my notes. Okay, wait, this side's 3. So Simone sees Toya. She says, you've been kicking it with Quad. Well, you've been friends with his ex. What did he say? You haven't been my friend, but you were with his ex-wife. Talk to me about her, not her. Leave Heavenly alone. I don't know what's the deal with Heavenly, with Toya and Heavenly. I think Toya is just probably sick and tired of Heavenly, because they get into it on the next episode. Um, I don't know why I wrote kicking it with Quad, because I think Simone said something to Toya about kicking it with Quad. And then Mimi's party. So they said that Quad's invitation to Dr. Simone was shady, and it was the same day. And you heard, I don't know when they showed Simone, like, being mad at, like, it's a montage of Simone being mad and hollering and screaming at Quad. And at one part, she called Quad this little girl. So for her to say that, this little girl, I feel like she sees Quad as beneath her, and there's some hierarchy here. And while you may have the husband and the kids and homes and OBGYNs and things like that, Quad is not she's not so tethered to a family the way that you are, and supporting a family the way that you are. She will be that soon if she has a baby. But I think Simone is a little envious about that. Simone and Toya arrive. Toya brings Brandy. She is a nurse practitioner. She does like cosmetic stuff, fillers and Botox and stuff like that. I watched a clip from Potomac, and Kiarna was yelling at Stacy, "My things, my business, my condo, my man." And it was like her face was not moving. Her face never it was so frozen, her face. And I'm just like, I don't know. Get your Botox, freeze your forehead all you want to, but when you're yelling at somebody and your face doesn't move, you look scary, my nigga. Like when you look at Kiarna yelling at Stacy the way she was, and she was like, it's like, it was none of this, none of this, none of this. It was none of that. It was just straight. And she's younger than me, right? So I guess they want to keep their youthful look, and that's when they start looking crazy, because as you age, you have natural lines in your face, so that you can. I can never. I use my face and expression so much. I can never be a frozen face fiasco, because that's what it looks like. But shout out to the girls who do Botox and stuff. Heavenly didn't come. They figure it has something to do with her son being arrested. And Jackie mentions that Heavenly is going into politics. Toya says, "Girl, bye." She can't even be the head of the PTA. And she says that it's none of your business. Oh, Heavenly told them what's going on with her son is none of your business. Girl, I don't know. Heavenly's my girl, but girl, it's an equal playing field. You got shit going on. Is one day it's going to be your turn. It's going to be your turn. And the truth is, Heavenly has skated with all these seasons, not talking about her family in the way that we focus on the other families, right? On the show, it's always daddy is off limits and stuff like that. And I'm not going to say nothing to my man in front of anybody. We're just going to maintain this, this dynamic. But it's your turn, girl. Your son done had I think he was a DUI. I think, was it a DUI? I don't know what he got arrested for, child, but he got arrested nonetheless. And so, they're looking like, oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about Heavenly. It's your turn. It's your turn. And Toya has a point. Toya said it yesterday. You talk about everybody else's family. Now it's time for us to talk about yours. I don't understand why would you be like, keep my kid's name out your mouth? Your kids are they're able to give you grandchildren. They're not kids. So we're not going to act like you're talking about my kids like it's a little baby with special needs or something like that. Like, we're not talking about your baby. We're not talking about your kids. We're talking about a situation that involves your child, but he's an adult. So we're not, girl, I'm so tired of that damn dryer. Heavenly's not here. She's into politics. It's none of your business, but it is our business. It's happening on the show. They said Heavenly is not really on the show that much. She's probably just going to be around group events, maybe like a friend of. I think that's what it's kind of giving. Is that his name? Not Cecil. What's the other one? Curtis. I put Cecil. Cecil. I'm about to curl my lips up at you, but it's Curtis. I don't like him. I wouldn't give a fuck if he spoke to me or not. He didn't speak to Toya when he came in through the party, because Toya was on Watch What Happens Live and suggested that because he had his hand around Heavenly in a picture, that she's not the only one that he put his hands on. So Jackie didn't like that, and neither did Curtis. But so Jackie didn't like it. Says it's not a representation of who he is. Jackie, what are you talking about? It's not a representation of who he is. He puts his hands on people. He put his hands on he set Toya in his lap. I remember that. We talked about it. They're talking to when Jackie is talking to Toya about why Cecil didn't speak to her, not Cecil, Curtis didn't speak to her. She was like, that's not a representation of who he is. And she was like, today, I'm sorry, girl, you the one that decided to stay with a man who's touchy feely. That's your problem. And so if we're going on a pattern of behavior, well, he set me in his lap, put his hands on me and set me in his lap, right on his dick. And then he put his hand around Heavenly. I'm not sure why Heavenly gives that nigga the blues. I'm not sure why he had his hand on Heavenly. But Mr. Touchy Feely, honey, I'm sorry, Jackie. That's not who he is today. But it used to be who he is, and we don't know if he's still like that. I think he has enough sense not to traipse no bitch in the busiest around the busiest airport in Atlanta, in the world, actually. Shit, in Atlanta, the busiest airport in the world. I'm so glad they showed that picture again. They flashed it up on the screen. Them on the what were they walking into a cruise or something, or walking into a airplane? I don't know where they were walking to, but they sure did show that big booty heifer with Curtis's arm wrapped around her. Mm-hmm. Toya says Jackie's been lying to herself. His hands on another woman. I guess he's demanding an apology. She says, I'm not Eugene or Eugenia. I don't know what Toya wants an apology for. I'm not sure. What does Toya want an apology for? From Jackie? I'm not sure. Quad shows up. Quad says Angel is fine, fine. She said, girl, I'm fine, but Angel is fine, fine. They said Angel was on Basketball Wives. I don't remember her at all. Simone says, Simone, Quad likes to make a grand entrance. And she was like, I'm hot. I'm hot. Here she go. I'm hot. I'm hot all in her face. Girl, get out of my face. I don't like that. I know you don't like me, and then you up here smiling. I invite you to the party or whatever. So she goes, how would y'all feel if somebody invited you to their party 2 hours before the event? She said, well, Simone, I hadn't heard from you. I hadn't heard from you. I hadn't heard from you. She says, oh, and then so when Angel comes up, is that Angel? Is that Angel? I don't remember Angel on whatchamacallit on Basketball Wives at all. What? Who is her husband? I don't know. Anyway, so Angel, is being introduced to everybody, and um, what's the other girl's name? Angel and who? What's the other girl's name? I don't know. Did I put it? I don't know the other girl's name. They haven't introduced her yet, I guess. Anyways, they're introducing her. They introduce her to Jackie, and Jackie, like, they shake hands, and then Jackie goes, is your thyroid enlarged? And everybody's looking around like, girl, is that how you greet somebody? Because you're infertile, Buffy. Because Buffy, you would know. Because you're infertile. That's what it gave. Is your thyroid enlarged? And what's her name came out and said, is that her name? Was that Angel? She came out and said that yes, she found out about her thyroid issues when she was pregnant. Oh, her name is Brandy. So I got the girls mixed up. Oh, there's Angel. She said, I didn't know. What she say? She said, bitch, maybe she doesn't know. And then everybody's looking at each other, and she goes, I've been staring at it. Girl, you could have took that lady off to the side and said that. But that goes also into like Jackie not being sensitive, right? So she already has that reputation, right? Where she was telling people, like when she was on that live with Heavenly, and she came out and apologized about that. She even cried about it a little bit. and was saying that, how she doesn't believe people when they are saying basically that they don't feel well or they want to be put off work. No, you need to go to work and blah blah blah, because they be lying or whatever. Even though the black woman infant mortality rate is, I mean, like, the babies are dying, the women are dying. It's just like, why would you say something like that? But then to hear her just out in the blue in front of everybody, you don't know if this woman is, first of all, if she knew that she had a thyroid issue, if she's sensitive about having a thyroid issue. And they want to blame Jackie for her age, but Jackie has been like that. Jackie is very short, and she can come off as um insensitive. I don't even say rude, it's just insensitive, like saying that to Buffy on a grand stage, right? And then not wanting to even really apologize for it. Like basically she was like, here, damn, here's the apology, I don't want to hear no more about it. Remember, I don't want to hear nothing else about it, right? And it's like, girl, what kind of fucking apology is that? And then you point out this girl's thyroid, but the girl, she said she already knew about it, because she found out when she was pregnant. So her name is Brandy. The other one is Angel. Did I did I say that? Oh, Quad said something about Angel, and then this is Brandy. So I need to make sure I get their names together, because I see Angel was standing next to Brandy's husband in the scene. She said she been staring at it. So Toya tells Simone, I don't like that you and Quad are fighting. I think, you guys need to mend it, and you guys need a reset. And we need to have a conversation so we can move forward. She tells Mimi that they look at Mimi and say that Mimi is with her clique. And Mimi says, we are a large friend group. There are going to be women that we click, like we connect, and we're going to form a bond. And that's her with Quad. So they might try to get on Mimi this season because she's such good friends with Quad, and they hang out when there's no cameras around. And Mimi says, I'm team Mimi. But I mean, I can't help it that, she's like, I'm not talking about Quad. She was like, they asked Mimi something. She was like, no comment. Like, I'm not talking about her. So Simone then asked everybody about the 2 hour invite, the 2 hour before the event invite. And she says, well, the last time you said something about paying my mortgage. And then Toya, what? I don't know what my notes say. She said something about her, well, you said that I was a traitor. Right. And to me, I feel like this is what really annoys me about all of these shows. When someone says, well, when it's a fight, when it's an argument, well, she started it. It started a long time ago. It hasn't stopped. It's a continuation. The cameras are just up now. This thing where Quad started it or Simone started it, it hasn't stopped. We have to go back to the very beginning, and that is season 1. Go back and watch season 1, how they talk shit about Quad. They act like Quad was this rough around the edges hood rat out of Memphis or wherever she's from. That's how they were acting. And she's from Memphis. I think she's from Memphis. Yeah, that's how they were acting. That she didn't know how to talk, and she wasn't talking proper. And the way that she talked, why does she talk like that? And then she changes her voice and things like that. It stems all the way back from there, because out of all those women, Quad was, when she got out of that relationship, she left the relationship with Gregory, and she was a free bird. And I don't, and then was acquiring assets after she left that man. So they're like, how in the hell, what are you doing? How is this happening? How are you, like, you got a pep in your step, you jovial all the time? What is going on? I think Simone is very envious of Quad, and I don't think it's ever going to stop. And if I was Quad, I'd be like, bitch, be mad. You mad, bitch. Stay mad, bitch. Ain't nobody got time for that. And then you hollering and screaming at somebody, standing in somebody's face with them teeth. Girl, no. And then I wouldn't care. I'd be like, girl, that's your problem. I don't know what I would say. I don't know what Simone's problem is with me, but that's her personal problem. I have no idea why she's mad at me, and I'm not going to keep every season trying to mend the relationship. We're just going to be cordial, and we're going to accept that our personalities don't match together. We cannot get along after trying over and over again over the last decade. We had a good time when we did, but there's something that you can't let go of, my dear. And I am not playing a game with you where I have to figure out the clues on why you're mad at me. It's on you, girl. I see you when I see you. Hey, how you doing? This and that. I'm not telling you none of my personal business. You're not invited to none of my motherfucking parties. If we do a group event, that will be the only time that you're there when the cameras are up. But outside of that, I don't fuck with you. And they don't see each other as friends. It was something one of them said, and I was like, oh, she's not her friend, or we were friends, or something like that. And I was like, oh, they're not friends. So Simone would be a good trader. She's like, well, you want to be able to drag folks. How come I can't drag folks? She said, if we want to, you want to drag, you want to get started now, because we can start dragging now. Mimi was like, no, no, no. No, we don't want any dragging at our little Kentucky Derby party. She says, not at the Polo Classic. And she says, you bringing up petty old shit. Cecil and King are over there on the side talking about they bringing up petty old shit and we tired of seeing it. It was funny in the interview when King was like, and we tired of seeing it. And she was like, we just cut that out. Cut it out. We are tired of seeing it. But I feel like Quad should act unbothered by her. I feel like Quad acting like she cares that, like, maybe we'll see how it plays out. Because if I was Quad, I'd be like, bitch, that's your fucking problem. Get the fuck out of my face. Toya says, y'all can fix this. And then Simone says, I'm not angry. And then she was like, this bitch, I don't know what she's talking about. And why did y'all do that? Shamia did the same thing. Shamia over there complaining about Portia. And then when the girls bring it up in front of Portia, she's like, I don't know what they talking about. What? What? You mad? Because what is this demonstration here? What do you call this? What we're seeing? What is this? This is not angry, girl. I'd hate to see what angry looks like, bitch. You a mad bitch. You a mad bitch, and you just gonna have to be mad over there with Cecil and them two sorry ass boys, Curtis or whatever the fuck their names are. I don't know, Cecil. You just gonna have to be mad. You're just gonna have to be mad. She's like, I don't want to fight, but there's a time and a place. And Toya keeps trying to get them to talk, and then Mimi was like, did you hear what they said? It's not on your time. It's not on Toya's clock. So Toya needs to keep her mouth shut, basically. Just stop talking. I think that was the end of it. Let me make sure I got all my notes. Yeah, King and Quad, Simone and Cecil. You know, Cecil likes Quad, and I think Cecil likes Quad because of her, the way how liberated, like how free she is. Like she's like a free spirit. Like when she comes through, it's like a little butterfly fluttering through, and she just comes through, and she has that factor. And then like in that scene with Simone and Jackie, and Simone was dropping all them kind of like one-liners, and I'm like, did you practice this? Like this is whack, Simone. Don't do that no more. Stop doing that. I hope she doesn't do that throughout the season, where she's trying to get these like one-liners out. She said something about, I'm gonna be dragging. They could just hire me at NASCAR. And then she said, I got this bag and I could just empty it. It's stuff that I'm holding on to. I could just empty it out. Why would you threaten that? Has Quad said anything personal that you've shared with her as she said it on a public platform? So why would you threaten Quad with that? And the thing with Heavenly and Toya, I'm not here for Toya. Toya, you could take her and leave her. I just don't particularly care that the way I feel like Toya, it's so weird because Toya has it, but she wants to act like she's this uppity woman, right? She loves to act like she's this uppity woman, and you're already living that life. You don't have to act like it. You understand what I'm saying? I feel like that's what Toya gives. I can't really stand that. Like, just be who you are. Just live in your house. And my wine and this and that, girl. You don't have to do all that. You already are living that life. You don't have to act like this kind of woman. But she's still like rough around the edges, but you're living a life of a rich woman, a wealthy woman. You have these homes. Your husband works his fucking ass off, and then you act like you complaining about him working his ass off. I don't know. It's like an act. It's almost like this, like you are hard to please. She acts like she's hard to please. Like I don't know. I don't particularly care for Toya, but Toya is right. Heavenly, you talk about everybody else's family. It's your turn, bitch. And thank God for your son, because I wasn't really going to talk about it, but since you mentioned it, since you mentioned it, so it's back. Our show is back. Y'all let me know what y'all think of the episode. Jackie, that was rude of Jackie to mention that lady's thyroid like that. What's her name? Brandy and Angel. Angel is the other one. Okay, I was getting them mixed up. So I got it right now. But Angel is a cutie pie, and then I love that Angel, Mimi, and Quad have their little, because they're like the younger, you know, section of the friend group, because I think Jackie is 70 years old. Hey Siri, how old is Dr. Simone Whitmore?
Okay, I found this on the web for how old is Dr. Simone.
Oh shit! I tapped the screen. Damn it. Okay, hold on. Dr. Simone Whitmore birthday. She is February 23rd, and a Pisces, a Pisces. If I was quiet, I would tell Simone to go eat a dick. Go shove a dick in your mouth, bitch, and shut the fuck up. Cause we're not getting over it. So if you're gonna be mad at me, I'm gonna just say some more shit so you can get madder and madder and madder. Little mad hatter. So Dr. Contessa, we don't have. Dr. Contessa was basically like, I see where she's coming from with that. I don't think they're gonna be friends. I don't think it's time. This is not the time or the place. So Dr. Contessa got her little side things, and hopefully, without Heavenly being there, Dr. Contessa can like focus on something else, since that would be the only focus with Heavenly being there, is like mending their relationship. So if I was Quad, I wouldn't give a fuck about Simone being mad. Girl, you just gonna be mad. You always gonna be mad. You gonna stay mad and yelling. So girl, whatever. And then Jackie was rude to Brandy. The men are Cecil and King are tired of them arguing, and I think that's it. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen on this season. Y'all take care of each other, protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.